I need you to know that West Virginia just got serious again about basketball. Can I tell you that I have nothing statistical to back this up, but I think West Virginia is one of the coolest, best basketball jobs in the country. And I cannot wait to see this new era of Mountaineers basketball under Darian DeVries, because DeVries is a guy who just wins. He went to Drake, which I think is a great name for a college, and he won. And now his son, Tucker DeVries, is coming to Morgantown. The fact that DeVries said DeVries, I'm going to go with DeVries. I've heard it both ways. I'm going with DeVries. He sits down with his son and says, boy, I guarantee this how it went. Where do you want to go? What can we do here? Because, like Ohio State's open and Oklahoma State's open and Louisville's open. And this guy was a hot commodity. But West Virginia is a basketball school. That is a basketball state. That is a great fan base in general. And guess what? For Ren Baker and company, for West Virginia fans, I feel bad for you because Neil Brown's a good guy. He's funny. He does funny videos and stuff. And I think Neil Brown rocks. He just hasn't been very good at the whole coaching football thing. And now he kind of is. And on the basketball floor, how can you control what happened with Bob Huggins? You can't. You as a fan didn't do that. You didn't ask for some of the really crappy stuff that's happened to West Virginia athletics the last few years, the last 5 years of just kind of pain. And I'm sorry that's happened to you. And I think this news should bring you out of a funk truly, because his son, 21.6 points per game at Drake. They went to March Madness, lost to Washington State. And it just his after that, it's like, you know what? Let's do it. I think he's banged up too. He had his arm in a sling at his dad's press conference, which if you haven't listened to that press conference, it rocks. The dude rocks. They won at least 25 games in 4 straight seasons at Drake, tying a school record for wins this year at 28-7, according to the AP. 150 wins and 55 losses. My brother in Christ, that is good. And he was under Dana Altman at Creighton and then Doug McDermott under Creighton. So that is that within itself. Is it Doug McDermott? Doug McDermott was the kid, right? Sean McDermott, the Creighton basketball coach, is not Doug McDermott, right? Sorry, it's Greg McDermott. Fine, whatever. 5-year contract worth $2.8 million in the first year with $100,000 in raises each year. That's also a pretty reasonable contract. We're not paying the guy a complete arm and a leg, so I think that part is good. A top 6 finish in the Big 12, again, according to the AP, in either of the first 2 seasons can earn an automatic 1-year extension plus a $100,000 bonus paid during a 6th season. What do I have to do to get a $100,000 bonus? I guess coach West Virginia basketball. Pay an unspecified buyout at Drake, according to his memorandum of understanding obtained by the Associated Press through a Freedom of Information Act. West Virginia, which joined the league in 2012, has never won a Big 12 regular season or tournament title. Again, all this according to the AP, and has last 3 finishes since 2019. I guess 2 of those under Bob Huggins, right? Or was it all 3? It's just tough. For DeVries now getting to be with his son, getting to come to the Big 12, to be at West Virginia, which has been a basketball power and is a basketball state and has the facilities. I believe this is the key to win right away. I think FanDuel.com has this jazz. I can go there and say, hey, FanDuel, this isn't even an ad read. This is true. I'm going to do this. Say, FanDuel, I bet that March Madness will feature West Virginia next season. I would put right now West Virginia in the tournament, and it starts with Tucker DeVries. The fact that that guy is headed to Morgantown is a really good thing. And he's got Pops coaching him. The big thing, you got to attack the transfer portal, obviously, but this is just good news. That's it. That's the point I want to make. It's a thesis I want to make. You get a guy who's won 150 games in college basketball. You get a guy who's been to March Madness multiple times now, who has owned the conference. His son has now owned the conference. Now his son, who's a very good basketball player, and will 12 gets to come into the Big 12. Reminds me like a Ray J. Dennis. Ray J. Dennis was the MAC player of the year. Now he's a Baylor. Had a really good year in Big 12 play. Now is DeVries going to be the best player in the conference? Probably not, but it'll be good enough to, in my opinion, push West Virginia over the hump and get them back in the March Madness conversation. Again, the same program that had Bob not done bad things, he would have still been the coach of this year, and they would have been a top 5 team in this conference. I believe that they had a top 5 roster talent-wise, and Huggins, albeit bad at the stuff off the court in a lot of facets, was fairly good at the stuff on the court. Stool guy. And so that being said, we've seen West Virginia do a lot of good stuff in basketball within the last year. Seeing them recruit at a high level and just be, yes, And I think that DeVries can bring that back on Locked On Big 12, part of the Locked On podcast. Yeah. Today's show is brought to you by Nissan. I drive a Nissan, and my Nissan is dependable. Today, yesterday, I guess, to you that are listening to this, I had to take my dog to get the little snip. Yep, that guy got the big one. He got the big, the manhood's gone. I'll put it that way. And I trusted my Nissan to take him there. My Maxima, it's sitting outside right now. And you can trust your Nissan. Speaking of being trusted, by the way, how about like an NC State Wolfpack? I trust those guys. They're like the Nissan Rogue. Let's put it in March Madness terms. Less of the neuter talk. The team absolutely surprised the first two rounds, and now they're in the Sweet 16. They beat out Oakland, which sucked, but here they are. They get to play Marquette today. They say win life, go Rogue. And that's exactly what NC State did. That's what they've done. So take the Nissan Rogue, Nissan Pathfinder, or Nissan Armada and go find your next big adventure. Or trust it to take your dog to the vet to get their nether region fixed. Shop NissanUSA.com. That also not in the script. Shop NissanUSA.com. Go there today.